done, Bonnie. Let's get my next guest out. She is so regal, the Queen curtsies to her. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the frankly magnificent Dame Helen Mirren. So good. It's so lovely to see you again. Dame Helen Mirren. Wow. You know, it is remarkable. I know, you know, maybe you get, I don't know if you do get tired of this, but you are such a knockout.
Thank you, Jonathan. I dressed up for you today because, you know, you always used to wear these very flashy clothes.
Not so much, no.
So I saw this lovely Dolce & Gabbana outfit.
Bit of G&G.
And I thought that'll do great for Jonathan because he'll be flashy, so I can be just as flashy.
No, I've gone more kind of like...
You've gone all sort of
like
funereal.
Undertaker, yes. It's great to say, hey, I'm going to try so much. Srastuite.
Ah, do svidania,
Yes.
I guess.
So I think I said hello to you, didn't I?
Yes, probably. I don't know.
But you speak a bit of Russian now because you've been going back to meet the family that you've discovered out there.
Yes, but I haven't actually learnt much Russian. I had to learn Russian, a bit of Russian for the film I just did, The Debt. But I don't speak Russian, which is sad, because considering my dad was Russian, but, you know, I didn't learn it at home.
You said you learned Russian for the new movie. The new movie's The Debt, and it's great. It's a thriller, it's a tense thriller, and it's got a really emotional heart to it. But it's not set in Russia, is it?
No, it's, yes, set in Israel. It's actually an Israeli story. I mean, taken from a very good Israeli film originally. And we filmed it. It's supposed to take place in East Berlin and Israel.
And you play a spy, which I love the whole idea of, you know, the spies in that period, the Cold War going on. It's a fantastic and...
Well, it was the 60s, you know, and, you know, our spy story, it's Mossad. It's not about the communists particularly. It's about tracking down a Nazi criminal. So it's not Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy type,
no.
You know.
It's not as, it's not as thinky as that. It's more, there's action in it as well.
Thinky.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Is that a sort of intellectual word?
I say thinky film. I divide them into thinky, fighty and booby.
And foodie. There's some foodie
love
movie.
A foodie film.
We like a foodie movie.
But you get to see some action in this as well, and you do a little bit of tussling as well, which is great. It's great to see
I do. It's a geriatric fight, what I call the geriatric fight.
Yeah.
When once you're down, it's really hard to get up.
So if you want to injure him, you just make him fall over. Yeah. Let's have a look at the clip. This is The Debt. It's the new Helen Mirren movie. Opens on the 30th of September. Look at this.
I knew this would happen. I knew we'd been punished. I knew we'd have to pay.
I thought I'd been punished already.
God doesn't plant car bombs.
I wasn't referring to the wheelchair. If I could go back, Rachel, I would change it all. But there's one thing I would never change.
She isn't going to find out. She can never find out.
It's a great film. I loved it, and it's been a big hit in America, hasn't it, already?
Yes.
OK, I get the feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're someone who, you like a challenge. You like it when people come to you and say, here's something in the movie you haven't done before, here's something...
Yeah, I do.
And in Red, you got to fire a lot of guns.
I did, yes.
We'll get on that in a minute. In Arthur, the big challenge was working with Russell Brand.
that was the biggest challenge of my life.
Well, you got on very well with him, didn't you?
Oh, he's brilliant.
I phoned him this afternoon. I said, I've got Dame Helen on the show. What can you tell me about working with Dame Helen?
What did he say?
Well, he said he very much enjoyed that scene in particular, I think, where your character is... this is Arthur, of course, and you're convalescing. You're not well, we won't give it away. And he said, but it was one of those scenes where normally, you know, there's a lot of sitting around. He said, but you spend a lot of time in the bed with you.
Yeah, yes. I've got a photograph of me and Russell in bed together, fully clothed, I might add.
Well, he said there was some leg contact going on.
Well, he would, wouldn't he? You know?
Well, you survived Russell, and you survived all the gunplay in Red. And that's a great film. I don't know if you saw Red, but it was a bunch of kind of Secret Service agents, top people who'd kind of gone into retirement. They
retired extremely dangerous,
yeah.
What Red stands for, yeah.
Great cast as well.
Yeah, we're doing Red 2.
Red 2.
Next year.
Yeah. How did you enjoy it? Was this the first time you handled weapons to that extent in a film?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the first time. I did a film called Shadowboxer where I played an assassin.
Yep.
So, you know, and I'd sort of handled a gun before, but nothing like this one. Nothing like this.
But you really see the games, because normally, you know, and I've seen a lot of films and I've watched a lot of action movies, you know, I love action films. Often when you see people who don't normally do action movies handling guns. They don't look at home with them. They don't look particularly comfortable. You looked to be really enjoying it.
Well, you know, they're scary things, guns, because they are very visceral.
Even ones in movies which aren't firing actual live ammunition, they still kick.
But, you know, I trained with all of those guns, but with live ammunition in California. So I had a day sort of with ammunitions experts.
And did you get pretty good?
I'm a pretty good shot, actually. Yeah, I am. I always kind of knew that I would be. I was always pretty good on the dart stall, you know. So, you know, I'm not bad.
Let's have a look. This is Helen handing some kind of an automatic machine gun. But you really look like you know what you're doing with it. Look at this. This is from Red. Yeah.
We're moving now! Come on! Come on!
I remember the Secret Service being tougher.
Me too.
Not scared of the recoil at all.
I have to say, you know, the hardest thing about doing that sort of scene, shooting those guns, is not to pull a really silly face while you're shooting.
So what do you want to do?
Because it's all going like that, and you find yourself going... and you have to go, no, I want to relax my face. It's really difficult.
So you just have to look businesslike.
Yeah, you have to look businesslike.
Let me ask you about the next project. I don't know if you... I think you've already started work on it. I know they've started filming. The Phil Spector film.
I just finished it, actually.
And this is quite a controversial subject matter anyway, of course, and I believe the approach they're taking is kind of controversial.
Well, it's written and directed by David Mamet, so, you know, it's quite sort of substantial, with Al Pacino playing Phil Spector brilliantly, I might add. Just incredible. It's about...
Well, there he is. The problem is when you see that, because it's such a bizarre look, that you think, what's going on? But that's what Spector...
That's what Phil Spector
Well, we have this is the actual
like.
Phil Spector in that period when he was getting caught, I think.
I mean, even more extraordinary.
And that was... I know this is going to sound stupid, but that was a wig, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh, yes, of course.
But do you, when you're choosing parts, do you look for those kind of roles like that, to vary them with parts like The Debt, like Red, which are substantial in their own way, but more kind of popcorn movies?
But, you know, to work with Pacino, I mean, really a big ambition of mine, so incredible.
There can't be many left who you haven't worked with.
Pacino, Brand, you know, what more can you ask for, really?
Have you worked with Nicholson?
Yes, I have,
Which film did you do with Nicholson?
I did a film called The Pledge.
Oh, The Pledge,
I had one scene with him, one day,
And who are there any on your list? Have you got a kind of a wish list of actors that you like to...
Well, you know, now I've done Pacino. That one was, like, right up there.
Clooney?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
De Niro?
Yes, in a good movie. Unfortunately, he does crap movies nowadays. He's a great actor, but, you know, I don't know what he's doing.
Before you go, you seem to be working pretty solidly. You seem to be, and I guess, you know, films come up, you want to do them, of course you're going to leap at the chance, but do you get much time off? Do you clear time to be off with your husband? Do you have kind of holiday time, or do you just work and then when there's a gap?
Not exactly holiday time, because when I'm with him, usually he's working. I'm going off to America on Friday. He's filming with Jason Statham and Jennifer Lopez, who I beat out for Body of the Year, so that might be a bit awkward.
You go, girl. You know...
But actually, I've met her and she's brilliant.
Well, I'm glad you don't take too much time off, because I love seeing you on screen. Almost as much as I love having you when you come on my shows. You're always so kind, you always come on. It's lovely to have you back. Ladies and gentlemen, Dame Helen Mirren.
You too, darling.
Thank you so much. Thank you. She looks incredible for any age, doesn't she? Big thank you to all my guests tonight, Helen Mirren, of course, Louis Spence and Harry Hill. Please join me next week when my guests will be Ewan McGregor, the finest talk show host to come out of Norwich.